Spider-Man meme where they're pointing at each other like, oh, we see the same thing. Check out the rookie numbers between Ja Morant and Damian Lillard. Ja with the higher field goal percentage, but everything else right down the middle, pretty much identical. These two teams face off tonight. The Memphis Grizzlies, the Portland Trail Blazers. Smitty, looking at these two, trying to fight for a playoff spot, do you feel like this will have a playoff-like atmosphere tonight?
Well, I think they'll definitely come out and play hard. I give Memphis a lot of credit, and also Portland, because the two guys that lead their teams from the point guard position, they're a throwback, and not because of their game. They approach the game the right way, B. Wood. Right. Both those guys come out. You can see their teammates like them. What I love about Ja Morant, because he's a rookie right now, is you look at his fourth quarter scoring. That's when point guard's supposed to take over. No matter what, I've been learned that I got to keep B. Wood going. I got to keep you going. And then with the basketball, I have a talent. And also because I have the ball in my hand, I can get a shot when I want to. It's the guys that don't have it. And then I think on Dame Lillard, he is just a winner. He is willing his team to come out there and play to get into that playoffs, B. Wood.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a very interesting matchup because you have the young bull on his way up, and Ja Morant, and he's very athletic. He's picking the game up. He plays with incredible poise, and he competes at both ends. And that's what I really love about him is that, yeah, he goes out there and he scores and he passes, but he is not afraid to guard the better players and take the challenge at the end of the game. So I think that's going to be a very interesting matchup because we know how hot Dame Lillard was in January. He's cooled off a little bit these last couple of games, but at the end of January, he had a 6-game stretch, 293 points in 6 games, so that was incredible. And I think that Dame understands that, hey, playing against a young Memphis team with the opportunity to cut into the 3-game lead that Memphis has on Portland in the playoffs, I think it is going to have a playoff-like atmosphere because Dame is going to have the Portland Trail Blazers ready to play tonight, and those young Bulls of Memphis, they're going to have to be ready.
I know it's really early in Ja's career to look at Damian Lillard and try to make a long-term comparison, but seeing the success that the Trail Blazers have had with Lillard there, perennial team in the playoffs every single season. Do you think Ja could have that same kind of impact for Memphis?
I definitely do. I think that Ja can have the same impact as Dame Lillard as far as a leadership standpoint because he's already changed the culture from day one. And I even watched it when he was in college, just the way he talked about his teammates. He understood everybody wanted to make it all about them, and he always made sure to include those guys. I watched when they played games in college, Ja would always kick it ahead on the fast break, make sure those guys felt like they were a part of the scoring process as well. So when I look at Ja, he just gets it. He competes, he works hard, but more importantly, he understands what leadership is about. And it's very rare that you'll say that about somebody that's 19 years old. Most of the time, a 19-year-old isn't ready to be a leader of men, but Ja already has that, and that's why I think he will have a lot of success similar to Dame Lillard. He's a guy that changes the culture immediately from day one.
There's nothing wrong with your best player and your point guard making guys better around you. I'm looking at Jaren Jackson, who had a good year last year, but I think he's getting easier shots right now, B. And you know this. When the ball is spoon-fed to you and the guy is going to get it to you, run harder, you play harder. And I think what you said best, he has these guys playing at a different intensity level defensively. The guy that I love on their team, you love Jaren Jackson, you love Ja. They're the headliners. But Dylan Brooks is a guy that got that toughness, B. Wood. He wants to compete. I'm looking forward to him and Trevor Ariza or Carmelo or whoever may be guarding him, how that matchup turns out today.
Dylan's having a great year, 16 points per game and shooting 40% from 3.
Memphis and Portland certainly won the circle of the 11 games we have tonight. That's a must-watch. Victor Oladipo still trying to get back to his previous form before missing an entire year with that quad injury. Facing the Milwaukee Bucks tonight, who do not have Giannis in the lineup, missing his second straight game with the birth of his kid. You're watching the warm-up presented by Ford.